Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Right, we are, well, we're trying to get back in business. Yes, Jubit, there is a stream.
Right, that's all. You might, party's all open, you might want to close it up.
I had to double check you were working before I locked it, good buddy.
Ah, okay. Well, is everything fine now, or?
Stupid console update!
Ugh. No, yeah, that is... It only just happened out of nowhere or something.
It is the biggest pain in my booty that I've ever experienced in my life. All those issues because, well, Xbox decided just to push an update up there. You know, just randomly. Well, without further ado, all I can say is apologies for the late start. We've been plagued by issues, but we're only 20 minutes late, and I think for the amount of issues we've had behind the scenes, and if you say how many will kill you, it's not so bad at all. Hi, Toxic Cookie, how are you doing? You doing good? But all I can say is, without further ado, welcome all to round one, finally, of the European Le Mans series. This series is fantastic in every sense of the word. So let's break it down very quickly and we'll explain what is going on, what's happening and what is going to happen. Now, we have had quite a lot of drivers. Just, well, it's been a smorgasbord of talent, should we say. And to say that it has been interesting, to say the least, of how many drivers there have been and how close it's been, I might add, has been an understatement. Toxic Cookie, I'm in this and I'm scared. Why?
Heads up,
LMP1,
the P2 cars are about to lap the first back markers of the GTE class.
Who's in that? I need to see.
Your race leader is currently Shrek, I believe our newest FTC member in the Mazda Lola IMSA car, then followed by Castaway, Huracan, and Andy K from Pit Stop UK in P4. That's your LMP2 class.
Very, very professional efforts. I'm very impressed. I'm very proud.
Well, thank you. I'm trying. We need to raise the bar a little bit. Oh, here we go. Shrek about to lap.
Yeah, Shrek is passing Freesh. Now, what you're seeing here is basically race one, but race one is not exactly what you'd call a race per se. Now, the drivers which you have, unfortunately, this time, we will show you it next Friday, so don't you worry. All drivers wait on the grid. Once everyone is loaded in, the host will decide on what time they'll go for. So, for example, the minute. And with a 10-second interval, there will be a 10-second gap between LMP2s, LMP3s, and GTEs. So what that means is there will be a staggered start per group, just so that there's like no massive collisions and it ruins the race for everyone. So, with that being said, when the end of race timer hits at 30 minutes, they will finish the lap they're on and form up at a spot after the finishing line once they finish. Once they've done that, any disputes will be recorded steward style. To confirm if you cross the line at 29 minutes and 58 seconds, you do another lap. If you cross the line at 30 minutes and 2 seconds, you have finished the race. For race 2, which is an hour-long race, so buckle up for that when that comes. There will be one formation lap. Each class should form a sizable gap, around about 5 to 10 seconds between factions. One full formation lap at 8 miles per hour in single file, double file at a predetermined spot. So, for example, like the final corner or final 2 corners. When the timer hits, finish up, record your POV, and so on and so forth. Yellow flags are being introduced in this series, where there will be a yellow flag slowdown procedure in place for this series. This will basically mean that there will be no overtaking, no reduced speed, so on and so forth. There is no mandatory pit stop for this half-hour race, but I was unable to confirm with my colleague beforehand, otherwise if it's different.
Oh, Carver having
else.
a bit of an off moment there. He's gonna allow Ren to pass swiftly to take the lead, I believe, for the LMP3 class. Sorry, just had to cut in there. Speaking of cutting in though, what a chance to cut in, and I've never been more excited to have someone cutting over me. Mr. Efficienz is back in the house, the Belgian waffle racing master CEO and Sophia Flosch. Oh, no, we don't mention that. How are you, my good buddy, after all the difficulties we've had? Yes, thank you, Metal, for inviting me once again to, well, arguably a very exciting series for FTC. Of course, I'm looking very much forward to the entire evening. And yeah, let's get some proper racing in. It's multi-class racing. This is going to be fun. Jax is in the chat with a little fist bumps emoji. Obviously, that's to you, Effis. So, Big Boss Man is giving you some love. Also, nice to see you in the chat, Jax. How have you been? So we'll see here. These LMP3s are really close in Sakura there, lighting up the rear tyres like there's no tomorrow, trying to catch up to Carver. However, Carver just gets out so much cleaner. And let's not forget, really, LMP3 is extreme, or even the LMP2 and the LMP3 cars that are being used here are not the easiest to drive in their stock tunes. Very snappy, especially the Mazda Lola. I can know that because really? I can actually tell from experience because right now Ren is going around the outside of Carver and Lesmo side by side down the back straight to Ascari. Carver is eking out, but Ren has got the inside line. Who will take it? Carver going a little bit off. Touches the grass. Nice save from Carver. And Sakura trying to get the move done. Meanwhile, Carver makes the slipperiest move I've ever seen. Well done, Carver! Carver is also being able to keep the car out of the gravel here in Ascari, so that's very impressive. Going into Parabolica, can one of the 3 drivers here make a move? Doesn't look like it. Certainly keeping on the rear of Carver. Mind you, Sakura is not far behind. If he's not lining up the tyres, meanwhile. These radicals are certainly some of the closest things on track. Let's go to something more. Oh, Carver going a little bit in the grass. Into the depth chicane here at Monza. Robbie is racing between Carver and Ren. Carver getting the advantage out of that close battle. Crow is certainly seething as you can see he's dropped off from this major draft pack happening between the LMP3s here. Carver taking the defensive line into the chicane here. Ren has a better exit. Sakura knocking on the door. Yeah, Sakura does give him a little love tap, and now he's going up the inside through Lesmo 1. Sakura still on Ren's inside. Approaching Lesmo 2, still on his inside. Can't make the move done. Ren retains their position as second in class. Well done, Ren. Don't forget that our previous series champion from the FTC Supercar, being Sakura here, still has a lot of time to pull the move. So nothing is lost. Just keep your head down and keep going.
That is negatable efforts, because from my markings, there's only a good 10 minutes left of this race before they have to pull over.
Yeah, that's that's unfortunately another problem with the Forza spectating system. I can only have a lap 3 out of 3 ticker on my screen. There's no...
just saying, you know, Motorsport 8/1 reboot. Just give us commentary tools, please.
Speaking of... Oh, yeah, sorry, if you...
No, go.
I don't know if you've seen Forza Monthly yesterday, but apparently there's a big thing coming for these multiplayer races in the next game.
The tire compounds.
Tire compound and rate and fuel strategy. I am so excited for that, considering now that, well, you know my motto: if you can race harder, race smarter.
That is true. That is true.
Now via a racing strategy, you can now even introduce some of the slower players like me into, well, arguably a much closer racing environment. Not only will you have to focus on, well, your surroundings and making sure you can go the distance, but saving your tires and your fuel is going to be so crucial right now. And the only question for me now is how they are going to implement it. Will we be able to change fuel modes like in Formula 1? Can we change our pit stop strategy on the fly like in Formula 1? Like, how in-depth is it?
That I do not know, but, well, whenever we know, you'll certainly know. So give us a cheeky little follow, tickle that like button if you want to stick up to date with everything, both esports and, well, motorsport related, because we do like to provide the best in class. Well, we try, at least. So,
now that we perhaps have a little bit of a stalemate currently going on, let's perhaps talk a little bit about some of the cars here in this series, because do you notice perhaps a little bit of a, I guess, first world problem with Motorsport 7 right now?
No. What is the first world problem?
So, you see LMP2 really isn't represented in Forza Motorsport 7 right now, because the Mazda Lola is actually an IMSA car.
Yeah.
And the same can be also said for the Radical, which is the closest we have to an LMP3 car. Again, we don't have LMP3 is still a relatively new car class in the FIA roster, so of course it's going to take a little bit of time to implement those. And we're also missing I believe the current GTE spec version of the Aston Martin Vantage, which is currently represented here in this series by the GT3 version of the previous generation Aston Martin Vantage.
Yeah. You have...
Hold on, what happened here? What happened here?
Carver went majorly off at Ascari, allowing Crow pass. And here come the very fast LMP2 boys, coming past the LMP3s.
Look at the difference in braking those two different car classes have.
Well, there's no real, you know,
comparison.
Definition. One is like a rich boy track toy, the other is a purebred race machine.
That is, yeah, I suppose that can be really said then for the LMP2 and LMP3 difference. You know, Metal, I have this...
Who was stopped there? The WW3313 stopped in the first chicane there. Interesting. Just caught the tip of that.
Oh, hold on. Who's on the... Is there someone in the pits? Because Carver is... What's Carver doing in the pits? That's odd.
I believe Carver must have had some sort of damage if they're in the pits, but because from what I can see, oh, it's simulation damage. It's not just fuel and tires.
Yeah, in other words, collisions will hurt.
Also, that means, Zephys, you've got to be doubly scared for next week.
That depends. That depends. If a SEO is around, I will prioritize commentary and move my first race towards Silverstone.
Oh, thank you, Zephys.
I said I had a little bit schedule to keep, you know, my mind a little bit sane. So originally the idea was going to race in Catalonia and the final round then at Circuit de la Sarthe, because I guess your fun fact of the day then, the final round of the series coincides with my 21st birthday.
Yay!
So yes, I'm getting even older now.
Well, would you like to hear an even more interesting fact, which is also quite spooky? You know how on Tuesday we start the Porsche Cup?
Yes, I've seen announcements of that.
You're on the final round of the Friday series. It's your birthday, isn't it?
For the Friday series.
Yeah. For the Tuesday series, that ends 4 days after that. It is FTC Star's birthday on the final
Oh wait,
round.
that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yes,
Now,
speaking perhaps of Porsche, I've actually was fortunate enough for my car spot of the day. I've encountered, and this is actually pretty rare considering Porsche is sort of turning into a everyday kind of brand.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to spot a 2019 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which is, I believe, the car we'll be using for the Tuesday series. Correct?
That is correct.
And I have a very vague suspicion I've seen this specific GT3 RS before, but in its standard color, which was actually green. Because this one is wrapped. Yeah, let's just say it doesn't look good when it's wrapped.
Now, Huracan, Castaway and Shrek, and mind you, bringing up what Effie said earlier, well, the artist formerly known as SVR Shrek is now FTC Shrek. They are fully joined. They are on our rosters now as one of our racing teams, so big ups to them.
But look at, you might want to keep an eye on this battle, because it's a freeway fight for perhaps P1 in the LMP2 class.
Oh, I know. I am fully watching and I am fully enjoying.
But
in chat right now, there is a link to our Discord server. If you feel like you want to take part, join in, and just have good old fun. Join yourself up, make yourself a car, put in a qualifying time if that is what's required, and we will see you on this stream, on these tracks, commentating over you to see what you can do. So we honestly hope you can be there. But mind you, Effis, whilst we're speaking of rare car spots and stuff like that, one Carver DNF'd. I've only just noticed. That is a shame for the LMP3 class.
yeah, considering LMP3 only has 4 entries per lobby, I believe, so...
I believe so, yes. So, Effis, would you like to hear the rare car spot of the day? Well, I say day, it was yesterday. But, you know, from where I live, I was driving down the road just to collect some medication, and in the window, I see getting delivered a 2013 McLaren P1 and a 2021 Senna GTR.
Mamacita, that is tasty as Huracan tries to force an overtake here.
Shrek goes very wide. Toxic Cookie lagged out, so you're watching this one. We're glad you're watching this, Toxic Cookie. We're always very graceful that people watch. Also, Toxic Cookie, what is your gamer tag? I'm very curious. Is it the same or is it something else? Because sometimes people split it and... Now, let's have a look. So, we have got some residents here. Let's look at the balding wonder known as Mesosphere, who's in the Aston Martin, and a very good-looking Aston Martin at that.
Yeah,
and I believe they are currently leading class.
It does appear to be looking like that.
Yes, they are leading in class right now. So Mesa, very well done. Let's have a look. Ren, I believe, currently ahead and is leading the LMP3 class.
I don't know about you, Metal, but...
Oh! Got to go is your gamer tag. You didn't have to go. Oh! I'm very small-brained. I'm very, very small-brained. What Toxic Cookie? That is a very confusing gamer tag, but now I know who you are. Okay.
You know, Metal, I don't know about you, but anytime I see these LMP2 cars have this sort of red group tag above them, I always want to say LMP1.
I do want to say LMP1 as well. It's not just you, FTC. I'm having that issue as well.
Oh, Huracan into the gravel. That's gonna...
Huracan made a mistake?
Yes, that he indeed went wide into Lesmo number 2, forcing him down to P3 in class.
What I'm more curious is, what happened to PSUK Andy? Now, for those of you who don't know, PSUK Andy, they are a member, and I believe they're one of the top members, correct me if I'm wrong, of Pit Stop Garage UK. They are a fantastic racing league as well, good friends of our racing league. And me and Hussein did do a Children in Need one-off thingy with them, like, way back. So, nice to see Pit Stop UK here.
So, actually, isn't time about to run out for the first race of this first round?
Time should be running out soon, as they are starting to space out just a little.
Well, anyway, we're literally very close to the end of the first race, which is just a 30-minute straight-up race. Nothing too crazy about it. But the 1-hour race, that's gonna be an interesting one.
It will certainly be an interesting one, FS.
Also, maybe something that some of the people can notice about, especially the LMP2 cars, is how hard they are to drive. Look at how the...
They are very, very hard to drive.
They're very twitchy, it seems, or at least like it's very hard to keep them, you know, in the line that you want to go. Like you need a lot of adjusting.
Would you say adjusting, or would you say a big pain in the ass?
I usually I try to like describe them perhaps a little bit more in detail compared to your more Clarkson-like description.
Oh, thank you for calling me talented, FS.
I mean, you are talented. I'm not gonna... Oh, here we go. I believe the timer has run out. And by the looks of it, it will be Castaway taking victory in his respective class of LMP2.
Okay. Now, they are starting to bunch up. That is the timer gone, so that means everyone will be finishing their laps, getting the data they need to. And then, FS, my beautiful little Belgian boy, we will be on to the hour-long race.
Yep, by the way, just want to fill in that FTC Ren has won his class LMP3 for the first race, and I believe Mesosphere is the winner of his class in the Aston Martin Advantage.
Mesa is the winner of his class. Well done, Mesa. Ren is the winner of LMP3s, and Shrek, the fastest of the LMP1. Have a look at FTC Shrek right now.
What's Shrek doing?
Well, Shrek was currently floating on top of Huracan.
Well, it appears. Oh, well, the Antichrist have already joined this series. So far, so good.
You know what? I'll take it. Wait, Castaway, you actually took that over Shrek? It's just what we're seeing here.
But anyway...
Wrong winner. Right, well, we're gonna have to look this up because...
Yeah.
Well,
it's a little bit difficult following all of this, you know, with all this lapping and distance. We really can't... The system in Motorsport 7 is really not optimized for this kind of racing, so there will most likely be errors.
Right, so that's something we weren't informed of. Long story short, the position is where they came from. So Phoenix Castaway actually taking the top there for LMP2. So apologies there, Castaway. Ren, correctly by that logic then, is the head of the LMP3s in those amazing little radicals. I will admit, those radicals over the predecessor, much, much better. And by that logic, also it means Mesa is the winner of the GT3. Sorry, GTE.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a challenge getting used to like not saying LMP1, not saying GT3 for the Aston Martin, considering, like I said before, we're dealing with a little bit of an, I don't want to say outdated car list because this game's all the way back from to like what, 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
But still, we're doing with, we're of course making do with what we have. And honestly, whichever way you look at it, I'm actually, in terms of like cars, I'm a really big fan of the Mazda Lolas in this game for at least the Forza P2 class. Yeah, and yeah, I just like them.
Fair enough.
Actually, Metal, if you were in this series, what class would you then drive? Because you have already seen my entry for LMP3.
If I was to enter this, I would aim for the LMP3 class with the radicals. But I am nowhere near that fast. So, if I had to, I would maybe choose the Porsche from the GTE class, but
yeah, we should also mention that perhaps a smaller, between I guess you could call captions, a smaller problem is that one of the 3 cars in GTE is a DLC car, being the Aston Martin, which perhaps could have, I mean, we needed the Aston Martin in the game, but it's a bit problematic. I would say it's a little bit limited.
In fairness, though, there are other options if you haven't got DLC that are just as fast. So, it's a double-sided blade. As I'm watching someone fly.
That's Shrek.
Someone glide.
That's Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek doing Shrek things.
Of course. And then he proceeds to spin Allied into Turn 1. Well, we've really seen everything already in the first race.
I think he's trying to roll it, if I'm honest.
Well, good luck trying to roll one of these because their aerodynamics are pretty efficient, and you needed quite a lot of force to really get these things airborne.
Give it to Robin; he can do it at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, but this is Robin we're talking about. But
I will say, I will say this: I am blown away by the amount of participation we've already had. Because bear in mind, this is not the only lobby. We do have a full lobby B going on as well right now.
With possible room, I mean, nothing was confirmed, but like, if entries are like, there's even a reserve list for people if they cannot, if there are like latecomers or something.
There's a full reserve list. There's a full separation list. So, again, if you're new here and you want to join in, I'm going to put a link to the Discord chat. There you go.
However,
now that
please,
link...
we should also perhaps advise that if you're going for LMP2, you are required to put down a qualifying time. Otherwise, your spot will not be confirmed, and you'll most likely have to drop to either LMP3 if you want to drive a prototype-like car.
In fairness, though, do you want to drive a prototype car, or would you rather drop down and have a bit of a chance? Because out of Castaway, Shrek, Huracan, and Andy, I know I can't keep up with any of them.
Yeah, but remember, this is lobby A.
Margin.
This is lobby A. This is for, like, you know, the ones that are really, really fast compared to B lobby, where it's really more of the.
So let me read you up the second lobby, shall we?
Okay.
Right, for LMP2, right? In lobby 2, you got Skylar, you got Aaron McGrath, and you got VRT Armistice.
Pretty fast boys, I'd say.
That's what I'm saying. And it doesn't really get better in LMP 3 in lobby 2 either, because you got Heiko, NASCAR fan, Rico, and Sergio.
Honestly, that really doesn't look too bad.
Okay, Heiko.
Okay, yeah, but that's Heiko.
NASCAR fan. End.
I mean, if I can finish P3 in class, I'd be already pretty happy. That's still a podium.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah. We do apologize for a little bit of a waiting time currently, because it's a little bit of an administration that we all need to do in order, like, we need to write down finishing order, our distance, and all that stuff.
Castaway saying lobby B was 2 seconds off pole. Oh, I've got to check that again currently. So
I believe
was
2 seconds away from pole in class or overall. It's been
overall. So the fastest lap time for an LMP2 was in 95.245 seconds, and the slowest one was in 98.001.
That's a lot. That really is a lot of difference, or at least a very big interval.
It's not just a big interval, it is a minuscule. It is the most microscopic thing ever.
I mean, still, we got some pretty good racing out of it. It's a multi-class environment, so that's of course bound for chaos.
So whilst we wait for the lobby to make itself up, should I say. Now, Ephes, did you enjoy Monaco last weekend?
You know, I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this.
Go on.
It was a bad race. Well, bad race. Actionless, I would say.
Okay.
But
Ephes.
it's a decent race. It's Monaco. I really cannot hate on Monaco because we know that it's already a little bit of a shit show with, like, I will talk about the race director pretty soon, don't worry. But yeah, mostly overtaking.
There is no way to sugarcoat it, Ephes. It was a boring race.
Until Bottas got that, yeah, let's say a pit stop problem.
Well, that and, well, poor Charles.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like him as a driver. I think he's a bit too up himself, but even I, Captain No Sympathy, feel bad for him because he was on pole at his home Grand Prix and the car broke before it even started.
And mind you, Ferrari, before everything said, we have seen no damage, or at least serious damage, and well, they said like, rest assured, we'll be able to start 2 hours later. So about that.
Yeah, you know, why couldn't your Ferrari brake like that? You know, just saying, when we did F1.
Yeah, I mean, my Ferrari really didn't break down. I unfortunately was held back because of a penalty. I really... yeah. No, but hey, we should not really... Actually, no, we should not talk about that because that's a video and we're spoiling stuff. And I don't think we want to do that.
Okay, Ethis, there is a full 22-second segment of Crow losing his mind.
Yes, I've already seen that. You DM'd that to me on Discord. Or was it Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah,
because
Twitter.
Discord doesn't allow big files unless you pay.
Yes.
I'm cheap. So...
But yeah, if anyone is like interested in the Metal Gear Grand Prix, pretty soon will be put up on his channel. So keep an eye out for that.
And it was technically an FTC event because you had Crow and Raul there, or Raulito, should we say. So if you want to see Crow screen, you know, go and check that out when you have the time. Pitstop UK saying, oh hi. Hi Pitstop UK, how are you? Long time no talk. How are you, you wonderful human beings?
But yeah, we're currently awaiting all of the other drivers to get briefed on what's going to happen in the next hour. Remember, there is a formation lap this time, so a rolling start into turn 1. Yeah, this could be a little bit of a brown pants moment.
No, it's gonna be gnarly.
I mean, we know what turn 1 and Monza is capable of in terms of calamity because of it being extremely tight in there.
Andy in chat saying, I mean, I'm racing, winky face. Well, it's very nice to see you racing here, Andy. It's actually very refreshing, you know. I think me and Haseo, well, who isn't here because he's currently dying at the moment of, well, multiple bodily afflictions. The last time we actually did something together that weren't Torah was the Children in Need event. So, yeah, quite a while back. Toxic Cookie says, hey, hello. Inferno says, hello. Hello, Dave. Star says, Miku best Quint. Don't know what that means.
No. No, Star, no.
Is that a message removal worthy?
That's just, he's trying to ignite a waifu wars, I guess.
Okay, warning number 1. Toxic Cookie also says,
it's not really a warning, it's just, like, it's always fun in games, don't worry too much.
Oh yeah, no, but I like to assert a warning, because then it'll force him to do something stupid.
Okay, your words, not mine. Oh, hold on.
It's sort of like when I poked Send It to join because he said he was better, but then I said he weren't better. But then he still did it anyway.
Yeah, stand by. We're about to go for the formation lap around for the second race.
We are going for full formation. There'll be one lap at 80 miles per hour, but then brace your ears, brace yourselves. The saying is coming. Do you know what saying that is?
Lights out and the way we go in Monza?
Do you actually want me to say in Monza?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you're the maestro. I have no right, or I'm not in a position to ask that. I mean, you do you.
Ethis, you are making my ego swell to the point where I don't think I'm going to actually have one left. It's just gonna explode out of my head.
Perhaps you should take also the opportunity right now to perhaps showcase some of the liveries going on in these cars, because...
Yes, because Oh, mamacita, there's some good deliveries going on here.
I like especially Crows, considering I am a very big Skoda fan, and any chance to represent Skoda in the series.
Have you seen Castaways?
Castaway, 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 Castaway. Where is Castaway?
At the very front.
Yeah. Let me. Ah, yes, Cap. I mean, that is a very impressive looking livery. Very like techno.
If you want to see art style, though, you got to check out Mesa.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
But mind you, Mesa does come home from the home of artistry and amazingness. Banana in a Kaspersky livery, meaning his security is non-existent, because we all know Kaspersky is the single worst internet security provider in the known universe. I will say though, have you seen Bywo Red? In number 14 currently?
Let's take a look here. I mean, it's a simple livery. I
think that livery has a hidden meaning, but I don't want to say it in case they're not,
also,
and then I get in trouble.
By Roman, if you're hearing this in post race, you might want to flip around the numbers on the right side of your car.
It might have been a last job, but as we can see, they are getting up double stack now, 2 by 2. Approaching the final corner. This is your audio warning. If you have us turned up loud, turn us down a little bit for the first like 10 seconds when they cross the line, because I get very, 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 very loud during these events. And to say it's going to be good is an understatement. Are you ready, F?
Let's go, Metal. Send us on our way.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Lights out, away we go here at Monza. The LMP2s are away. Now time for the LMP3s. It is lights out and away we go at Monza for them. Finally, the GT cars. It is lights out for them, and they are side by side, Mesa and Zero. Mesa getting the jump off the line using the speed of that Aston. But that Porsche is coming in. Oh, and Banana and Brito are really coming in hot on Mesa's tail.
It's a very clean turn 1 for pretty much all the classes here. So very, very well done on keeping everybody else out of trouble. That's not an easy thing to do around Monza.
I will agree. Very, very well done. But to say that Shrek is currently a man on a mission, trying to get away from Huracan, but at the same time...
Hold on, Crow and Sakura now get out here. It's actually a freeway fight going down the back straight here for LMP3 class P2 position. We're going all the way down to Ascari. Crow in the lead, but Sakura has the inside for the dive bomb. Here comes our previous Saturday.
Sakura pulls off the line. Crow twitches.
Sakura going wide, almost contacts.
Sakura getting a major tank slapper, drops all the way to the backing class.
But look at Crow here for a run on the outside on Carver. Carver trying to look down the inside line, but having to go wide on Parabolica.
Carver absolutely says no. Yami-kun says that was a solid save. That absolutely was a solid save.
Meanwhile, let's take a look here in GTE. Has there any developments happened here? Class seems to be already a little bit separating into a little bit of different cells between all of the different classes. Perhaps Brito is going for a dive bomb maybe in the future on Frisch, as
Zero is
Banana is trying to...
Whoa, as Mesa goes very wide!
And look at them just be split wide open. Banana is now your class leader in GTE.
Zero and Mesa, the big losers from that.
So let's take a quick look in LMP2. Is there? Oh, we have Castaway going off in Ascari. Commentators curse striking. That's costly for him.
Castaway.
And it's Huracan and Shrek going at it. It's going into Parabolica. The leading two LMP2 cars going for the class and overall lead here at Monza.
Ooh, Shrek does have the pace. It's Alien Motorsport versus Forza Photography Central. Come on, Shrek!
Doesn't be seeming to catch up by a staggering amount, but looking down here in the first chicane.
He's thinking about a dive, not enough room. So he's just gonna tuck in behind, get that bump draft where he can.
Ooh, bad exit from Huracan.
Yeah, Huracan kissed the gravel, meaning Shrek can go on his outside, forcing him into the slow line. Huracan, though, member of Alien Motorsport for a reason, keeps up that pace. But Shrek forcing them into the slow line, taking back their rightful spot in P1. This is the 70s Grand Prix race all over again. And for those of you who don't know what that is, go check out our VOD of the Heritage Festival. It should still be there. It was 8 streams, 16 races, 2 days of utter carnage.
Yeah, it pretty much was, especially 1950s and 1970s Grand Prix racing. That was spectacular racing.
By very much no less, Shrek and Huracan.
Looks like Huracan and Shrek are separating from each other. What has happened?
I do not know. Huracan obviously breaking off a little bit because they must know they are losing far more time than what it's actually worth. So let's go down to Breach, currently sitting.
Hold on. Carver was going off in Ascari, so he's dropping down to the back of the pack for his class.
I just saw that on the little mini-map. That is not good at all.
The prototypes are really struggling here at Ascari with the curbing, so yeah, that is a little, considering the cars are pretty much like maybe a few inches off the ground, that's very lethal.
Now Brito here lining up for a possible inside move on Mesa. Mesa positioning himself very, very well indeed, making sure that he cannot and will not be overtaken by the likes of Brito. We can't have that, can we, Mesa? But it's nice to see RDE New Racing League here with FTC. Nice of you on board.
Oh, freeze! Oh,
woo!
There's Brito. The dive bomb has failed. Failed dive bomb attempt, taking someone out in the process. Maybe there's going to be a steward inquiry.
Brito absolutely spins it into the wall.
That's a failed Dynamic dive bomb special, unfortunately, but yeah, this will allow.
That was a brown pants moment right there.
Hey, that's my quotes.
Hey, you steal mine.
You know what? Fair enough. But yeah, this.
The 80s all properties there.
But yeah, continuing on, this will allow Major Spheres to secure P2 currently in his class.
Forza CB3, I do not know what that was. It certainly weren't racing. It was credit to them. They tried to take the move.
Brito trying to force a move on WX. We're currently going through Ascari. Inside versus...
Yeah, Brito though, not having any sort of look at him past WX. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the whole thing, but
Genji
that is
had
a
an off
moment.
Or Banana. Do I have to say Banana or Genji because they're the same person, right?
Technically Banana because, well, the crowd doesn't know who Genji is.
Well, Banana.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Banana is formerly the artist known as Genji.
Yeah, just, I do apologize, force of habits.
And you've got to remember, that is really going to be bad because, let's not forget, simulation damage is turned
Heads
on.
Heads up.
This
Brito
series.
is really closing in on WX here. He's on the inside.
Brito very hard on the brakes that time.
Brito got him. Although they're still going side by side, Banana is trying to sit in a advantage position if those two in front of him are going into the wall. Let's see what happens.
They'll certainly try Brito. Brito's lost the nerve.
Oh, but WX goes
WX.
wide, and Brito will gladly take the position.
Banana trying.
Yeah, Banana trying to force a move, and he had intentions of making that a 2-in-1. That was almost a 2-in-1. Sorry, but we did not do that here.
Let's move up a little bit back to the LMP3 class, where Crow and Sakura are going wheel to wheel. Crow is trying to fend off Sakura the best they can.
What is that weaving, Crow?
I do not know.
Oh, but here comes Sakura around the outside now in the chicane. Crow trying to go defensive.
The racing line.
Ooh, that's a bad exit from Sakura. That's going to be very costly, and Carver will be capitalizing on that mistake as well.
Sakura forced into a mistake. Crow capitalizes, retaining Peter in class. But Effis, have you noticed something about our race leaders?
Yup. Strap yourselves in because the GTEs are about to be overtaken.
Yeah, they are about to witness speed and power, the likes of which they do not possess.
And we have seen what faster cars, what happens when faster cars try to overtake slower cars in terms of traffic.
Brito!
Yep. He has a target on his back, but he's currently acting traffic, and he will have to let them by if it's possible. Yeah. Although the prototypes have to try and find their way through traffic, which is extremely difficult as WX has a compromised exit. Oh my! We already had. Oh god! Here comes the train of Huracan and Shrek.
Just manages to slip through. That was incredible. Here comes Shrek and Huracan now passing Banana. Banana proving no such threat. However, it is now Farish along with another GTE car, which of Byro Ren, that will prove to be a mobile barricade for these two, as Huracan will be looking for a position. Huracan's going for it, making the move on Shrek and being held up by traffic.
Huracan and Shrek having now cleared the first main cell of all of the backmarker GTE cars. They're now going to try and catch the leading pack of GTEs. And then they will be in clear traffic where they have to try and catch up to the LMP3 cars.
Now, Castaway and Andy are now clear of the first half of the GTE cars, but the second half they still have to catch through turns 1 and 2, which, as we know at Monza, are lethal.
Perhaps that's an understatement, but yeah. Looking down the LMP3 cars quickly, we will, let's see, so Ren is currently in the lead for LMP3, followed by Crow, Carver, and then Sakura. So, however, Ren is leading by a significant margin. So, don't expect any battles for it to develop anytime soon.
Yeah, as we can see here, Ren just plodding along at their own insane pace and just munching up the miles.
And it seems now that the entire field is sort of starting to get spread out again. Although the lead battle for P2 could be holding up slightly here, Shrek and Huracan are still going at it.
That is true, they are, and Shrek is looking for a way. Through
Parabolica now, going on to the main start-finish straight. Shrek is tucking behind of, is in the slipstream position for on Huracan. Trying to line up a shot for a dive bomb attempt here at the turn 1 chicane. Will it work? No,
yeah,
he will be...
No, Shrek does not have that room.
Slotting in behind and trying again later. Perhaps the best decision to do. Meanwhile, let's take a quick... Oh, hold on. Are they close enough? Not really. Carver and Crow closing the distance, it seems. But keep an eye on that. Maybe a battle will be developing soon.
So let's have a look. Let's actually have a look at the GT3 boys. Because we've got Crow. What?
You said GT3 again. Oh, here comes Banana on the inside. Doesn't have the room to make a dive bomb. We'll have to solve behind.
Oh, but Carver is trying to make a dive bomb for the LMP3s. Going side by side with Crow down the start finish straight. This is incredible.
Let's see if he can line up a shot and take Crow down for the class lead. Actually, no, for P2 in the class. Here comes a dive bomb from Carver. Makes it stick for now. Can Crow cut back on the inside? Yes, it doesn't necessarily seem so the case. Carver got the better exit.
Carver did get the better exit. Crow will have to tuck him behind.
Hold on, what's going on in front of the overall race lead? I think Shrek and they're going side by side on the start-finish straight. Shrek and Huracan here, going down to turn 1. Will there be a dive bomb attempt from our newest FTC member? Doesn't look like it.
Ooh, Huracan retaining P1 by the skin of his teeth.
The pressure he must be feeling right now is enormous.
Yamikon says he should take a late entry into the final turn to get more speed out of it, to have a bit of momentum so the draft pushes him more for a pass.
It's a different line you could try, but will it work? That's the question. And considering it's a distance-based event with perhaps still a lot of time on the boards, you can perhaps try to do that maybe 1 or 2 laps, but if it doesn't work, stick to the basics.
Well, as we know, the basics never let you down.
Exactly. Simplicity is a quality.
I might put that on a t-shirt.
As long as you give me royalty fees for inventing that quote, no you don't.
I will give you 40%.
49, because that's my racing number.
I will give you 45, considering I have to make it and distribute.
Okay, then deal. You drive a hard bargain, you know?
Yeah, I know, but it's business, and plus 45% is a lot more than what I get from my book sales. I'm gonna say that much.
Shameless plug for your book, of course, but yeah, continuing.
No,
oh, hold on, what's going on with Fresh here?
Let's have a look.
Fresh. Has he got damage?
Let's have a look. Damage. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
Just tire wear.
This is particularly.
I think they might have just had an off and they're just returning to race pace.
Perhaps, but it was strange, to say the least.
Oh, Mesa and Zero though are going wheel to wheel. Zero desperately trying to get that top spot.
Meanwhile,
Mesa is currently back up to head in class.
I'll keep my eye on the lead battle here for P2. You keep your eye on if there's anything going down in GTE or something, because we don't want to lose Stroll anymore, you know?
Switch up, because the crowd is wanting the LMP2 cars.
That's perfectly fine then.
Mesa.
And perhaps not at a better time or any moment too soon.
Shrek. They're going side by side.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Bumping.
Is Shrek gonna make it stick? Going for the dive bomb impressively. We'll have to look down the inside line.
Which he does not!
Shrek is now your class and race leader in LMP2. Very impressive dive bomb from our latest FTC member.
Huracan is looking intensively here.
The hunter becomes the hunted now. How long can Shrek make way for, or at least keep his position from Huracan? Quickly dropping down
Huracan.
to GTE. Zero is really putting the pressure on Mesosphere. And overtakes for class lead in GTE, but he has to lock down the inside line and does that. However, it looks like Zero will be taking the race lead for the GTEs, but Mesosphere is coming back at him from around the outside. We're going through, I don't know what the name of the circuit is, but we're going now to the chicane. Or at least the second chicane pair. Zero in the lead, dive bomb from Mesosphere looking down on the inside line is now priority. And does so beautifully. Zero has no room to overtake and will be salting in second in class.
Zero has to settle for that disappointing second.
Meanwhile, that's currently our GTE battles going for bit. Looking back now for the race lead battle here. Huracan and Shrek still seeming to go at it. The hunter is now the hunted. In the role of Shrek, of course.
Zero still trying, kicking up dust, cutting corners, trying to get to Mesa. Nothing can be done.
Quick heads up for lap traffic. LMP2 cars are about to be overtaken by the LMP3 cars are about to be overtaken by LMP2s. I already made the mistake myself.
Don't worry, I get confused as well.
Oh, here comes Huracan. This is a little bit of a hedgy situation. Sekiro having to make way. Huracan is currently a race leader going down to Ascari. Huracan is now your race leader for LMP2 and seems to be going to be in that position as well out of Ascari. So Shrek is back in his previous position of being the hunter.
Well, the question is, how long will he remain the hunter this time?
Depends on how traffic will behave, because they're now trying to cut their way through LMP3 traffic. And that seems to be the most action for the current state of play.
Exorallen in chat, how are you, good friend?
So with currently being our I guess our closest point of interest for it, we've reached a little bit of a stalemate.
We have reached a stalemate, which is a good time to break down what is happening. AMS Huracan is currently pack lead for LMP2s, but, well, FTC Shrek certainly is going to try and change
He's struggling,
that.
though. He is struggling to keep the car, well, level, I would say. But he's
Head
putting the
of
pressure.
pack,
And here comes
head
Shrek.
of pack immensely is FTC Renfer LMP3 division. And then finally, head of GTE division is Mr. Mesosphere, who's got a relatively comfortable lead, but not by much. They're broken a bit away from Zero, but certainly nothing that what you would call, well, comfortable. XOL says, I'm good, decided to tune into some FTC. Well, thank you for joining us at FTC XO. It's lovely to have you here. We very almost were not here due to technical issues before the stream, which caused us to miss the first 10 minutes of race 1.
About, I would say, like 15 minutes perhaps of race 1. But that's not really important right now, because the LMP2 cars are in process of overtaking the GTE cars again, while the LMP3 cars are currently overtaking the GTE cars as well. So there's bound to be chaos at some point.
Ah, don't you love chaos?
Very late on the brakes from Shrek, almost locking up in the process, but doing everything in his power to keep the gap to Huracan the least it can be. And Huracan is currently being a little bit held up by Fresh, and Shrek trying to make their way around him as well, allowing to close up on Huracan for a little bit.
But we'll say everything is a little bit spread out now, but it is still tight, and we have still got a heck of a long time to go. We've still got a good, what, maybe half hour of this race?
At the very least, I
Maximum?
think. I think at the very least half an hour.
Now, whilst we are at this stalemate, we have reached the time where we neglect to talk about...
Sorry to interrupt there, but Banana and Burrito are going head to head here, with them being lapped right now by the both faster classes, believe it or not.
Ooh, Ren there looking to overtake the two, just to be overtaken.
Well, he's not really under pressure right now, so he can allow to take his time for lapping the traffic. Let's face it, this is endurance racing. The point of it is to not really go as fast as you can. It's trying to find a sort of rhythm.
The rhythm.
That you find a rhythm that you can keep going for a very long time.
Well, you've got to find a rhythm, otherwise you lose your mind. Trust me, I've done endurance racing.
Yeah, you've done a couple of races for FTC in the Daytona 24 Hours for Tora, I believe.
Yeah, that was a fun 24 hours.
Well,
XR Allen says 48 minutes.
Oh, well, oh. We've only been busy for like over 10 minutes for this race. God help us.
No, because it was an hour 15, so yeah, that actually sounds about right. We've got half an hour left.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough then. So, with no real close battles going on right now, I suppose we... Although I might be speaking a little bit too soon here, because I see Crow get... Yep, Crow is overtaking Carver here. For, I believe... Oh, Carver goes round! And quite spectacularly in that as well. That might be a pit stop from Carver coming up then.
But I will say, since we have reached that point in the stream, Effis, would you like to hear the power of marketing?
What's the power of marketing?
I decided to take Mr. Doggy Dogs Jr.
Heads up, sorry to interrupt, but Banana just forced a overtake on Brito once again, exchanging places in GTE. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's perfectly fine. I would rather you tell me. Brito is certainly looking on the inside of Banana.
Porsches are out in force, it seems, today.
The Porsches will come into effect more on the technical circuits, I believe, because Monza is, well, it's very...
It's power and slightly downforce based, essentially.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on this battle whilst...
oh, Banana having a big twitch here.
Brito looking on that inside.
Is it bad that I actually want to call Brito Burrito and turn this into literally the battle of the... like, literally a food wars or something?
No, I want it to be a food war as well. The burrito versus the banana.
Yep,
and I like
okay, official. Oh, what's... hold on. Burrito is going to the pits. Do we have mandatory pit stops in this race? There's a lot of people in the pits.
We do not have mandatory
But
pit stops. However, the fuel tanks will be going low.
well, we sort of have a mandatory pit stop then, I guess.
The only good thing, I suppose, is if you can do the whole race on one fuel tank, you can. But if you want to push it as hard as these guys and girls are doing, yeah, you're going to need to take a pit stop.
Pit stop, boss.
But again, the power of marketing. Now, I decided to take Doug on the latest maps in SnowRunner. You know, the
yes,
White House.
Erska River. Oh boy, I have some stuff to say as Huracan goes a little bit wide here in Huracan. In Parabolica, I meant.
So, I showed him round, and I decided to lend him the Zix.
You already got the Zig 605R? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
You cheeky little...
Ephes, there is a secret way. If you clear the pathway to the quarry first...
you need to clear the pathway to with this quest called A Heap of Work, I believe, and then you should have the entry towards Cosmodrome.
Oh no, I was telling you how to do the first map first to unlock everything to go there.
You know how much I hate Erska River at this moment. You want to know how much I hate it?
How much?
I spent a whole flipping week fixing bridges, driving up and down the dirt roads with metal walls to get the metal beams, only to find out warehouse shovel was the quest I needed to do to get metal beams at the warehouse. I could have literally saved a fucking week. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Ephes. That's the best thing you've ever done.
Essentially, if you know, so let me bring this in, let me do this fine at the top of your way. Does anyone remember the Winter Olympics special with the mini ski jump thing?
Yes.
Richard Hammond had to build a snow barrier on the ramp. He placed it on the wrong side. I've literally pulled the same thing. If I knew I could have done it sooner, I would have done so.
Well, anyway, I'll lend him the 605R. Right? And he fell in love so quickly with that truck that in the 10 minutes I went to the toilet and back, he had bought...
Oh, God.
He had bought the season pass,
oh, no.
downloaded it, and is now going to go and get his own.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Dogecoin Jr., what have you gotten yourself into?
Pain. Going back to chat quickly, I haven't chit-chatted in a while. Star says, I had to retire, DNF on round 1, sad cry face.
That's of course unfortunate.
Mandatory pit stop. Star says, don't bring up snow runner metal, must I remind you of everything? Yes, where we picked you up and tossed you around like a maraca.
Oh boy.
Oh, don't worry, Ephes, you're going to be in that video too.
Oh, chalk.
But at the moment, we're just hot lapping our way through. Although, is there a bit of a... Yes.
No, I don't see any real battles developing at this moment. They're all pretty much spread out.
They are all...
Yeah, only Huracan and Shrek are right now in range
striking
of each other.
Distance.
And of course there's a little bit of traffic, so, well...
XL Rowland says laughs with German accent.
Okay then.
Star says also my game turned. I think you mean turned to Japan language, but I kind of like it. Oh god, so everything is unintelligible.
I mean, okay. Quick story about this. Star is doing something what I've essentially been doing when I was little young, like very young, like I got my PlayStation 2 for Christmas and F1 2006. I could speak jack all of English. I literally just pressed my way through the menu in the hope of being able to race. Essentially, that is essentially what Star is doing right now.
Okay. Yeah, Star, I know you said Japanese, not American, that's what I said. Unintelligible.
Here comes Shrek, a little bit of contact on the bumper of, or well, technically these things do not have bumpers, so let's say rear diffuser of Huracan here. Just reminding our friend Huracan, if he's falling asleep, that, hey Huracan, I'm still here, you little...
Huracan has more to worry about than his...
Carver perhaps a little bit spooked from the faster cars passing him. Costing him a little bit of time and distance perhaps. So how about we do a quick rundown of our class leaders. Currently in the lead for LMP2 is Huracan, although he is under pressure from Shrek. Then for P3 we have Sakura in which is our current race leader for LMP3.
Who locks up the brakes going into turn 1, I might add.
Oh yeah, okay then. With, I believe, Banana impressively being in the lead for the GTEs in the Porsche.
Yes, because I believe Mason must have pitted because that Aston is a thirsty boy.
Although I do not I think Banana's car is now declared illegal because he lost the rear wing.
It looks better without it. Star says, I blame metal. But I like it, so blame someone. Scotty in chat saying, hello, Effis and Metalina. Screw you, Scotty. Oh, and there's Star instantly like, hey, Scotty. Because, well, we all know Star has a man crush on Scotty.
Okay, then.
Effis, we all have a man crush. Everyone has a man crush.
I'm just not gonna question it. But
oh no, I forgot yours is Sophia.
No, don't mention that. Also, Metal, you still have not found the little detail I've added to my little radical for the series.
I have not seen pictures of it.
Well, you're not gonna find it anyway because it's so small you'll not even notice it.
I'm supremely trying to not make a penis joke there.
This stream is now turning into Peggy 18. Make sure to console your parents for being able to watch this stream.
Well, Edwards, you said, and I quote, it is so supremely small, you'll be hard-pressed to find it. Yeah!
You're seriously doing this to me? You're seriously doing this against me, Metal? You little cheeky fucker.
I'm not... Oh, language. Language!
Look, Metal. It's Peggy 18 now, so might as well just go, like, throw it all out of the window.
If I'm throwing anything out the window, I'm throwing this annoying little fucking dinky-dink thing I have on my desk. Star saying, Effis, I'm home alone right now, so... guess I can't.
Okay, then moving swiftly on.
But no, the moral of that story, children, is that Starlight has a man crush on Sky. Mainly because of the fail race side.
But I suppose we'll move on from that. Currently, there is no real action going on out on track, except for, of course, traffic lapping. Although, hang on, we have a battle, sort of. Well, if it weren't for Carver going wide, we'd have a battle between Sakura and Carver. So, unfortunately.
Ooh, Huracan is in the pits.
And I believe that should mean that that the wizards we have Shrek and
Shrek.
No, it's Castaway and only Huracan. Shrek is out in clear air.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Shrek is on 6% fuel.
Will the overcut work, ladies and gentlemen? We'll keep an eye out on our class and race leader to find out.
I personally don't think it will, because Shrek's already had to make 2 overtakes, and by the time he comes back out, he'll be right in packed traffic. Huracan has got a little bit of traffic, but nothing that will consider holding him up for at least the first half of the lap.
Well, let's see what will happen.
Well, Shrek is currently on 4% fuel, so I would say it's either this or definitely next.
Oh, hold on. Did we just have a DNF?
I think we might have had a GTE. Sakura!
It's Sakura! Oh no! That's huge.
Can we have an F in chat, please, for Sakura?
Our previous why do I always say Saturday? Our previous Friday series winner DNFing on the first round. That is pretty upsetting and unfortunate.
Shrek is in the pits.
The question is, are the other LMP2s going to be able to catch up?
Well, Huracan is on the back
Shrek is rolling in the pits.
Yeah, Shrek is rolling. Let's see where they come out.
They're approaching Parabolica right now.
Yamikun says, Bomber. Oh, this is going to be so tough.
It's going to be close.
I think Huracan's got it, though.
No, here, Shrek is returned to racing speed. Here, he's going to do it.
Oh,
here comes Huracan. It's not enough. It's by the slimmest of margins.
I told you, Huracan came out in pure wind, no traffic.
That was insanely close, so Shrek will, but however, the difference is now, Shrek has fresher tires, slightly, and has more fuel, slightly, so he can put all the pressure on Huracan when he wants to.
That is true.
So, with that being finished, yeah, we're currently awaiting a...
Ooh. We're gonna be joined.
Who will we be having in the booth?
Big boss man Daddy Jax.
By all means, bring him in. Good evening to you, Big Boss Man Jax. How are you doing?
How are you, Jax? Apologies for the issues at the start of the stream. Well, a forced update was inevitable, and that sort of bricks everything. Yeah. Don't forget to include your audio in the party if you haven't done so already, Big Boss Man.
Yes. Hello, people. Hello, good people.
So now that we have some eyes
Yay,
in
we
the
hear
sky
you.
for Lobby B by Big Boss Mysterio Jax himself,
So,
we can now
Lobby
bring
B.
full coverage of the event.
Yeah, I can give you.
Yes,
you a bit of
please give us the
information.
rundown of your class leaders in Lobby B, please.
So if you give me 2 seconds. So in first place we've got Skylar Modo, who's, being honest, running away with it. We've got 2 seconds, sorry. So yep, Skylar Modo running away with it. We've got Aaron McGrath in second place. We've got Artemis in third. I'll be honest, I have had a little break from the screen, so I'm not sure who's pitted and who hasn't. But in the...
That's fine, because we've missed a couple of pit stops just
Yep,
with the
so-
action between Shrek and Huracan.
Oh, we've just seen a big incident between NASCAR fan and who I suspect is Blood Racer. Coming together between a GTE class and LMP class.
LMP2 or 3?
Coming together there. LMP3 coming together. So yeah, sorry, as I were. So yeah, in 4th place on track we've got Rico, who I believe now is in. Yeah, he'll be in 1st place in the LMP3 class. Followed by NASCAR fan, and now leading the GTE class with Dapper Turtle in the Aston Martin. A very fine looking Greg's Aston Martin, I must add.
Oh,
You'd be surprised how well that livery works.
We know
Genuinely.
that Metal
wouldn't
likes
be
Greg's
Dapper
liveries.
without. It
Yeah, he
wouldn't
only
be
does
Dapper
Greg's.
without the Greg's
Only
liveries.
does Greg's. So we've got, where are we? We've got probably the best battle of the field at the moment is what's going on between Juba and Infernus. They are
Really?
battling out, but yeah, they're battling out between 10th and 11th in this lobby. And to be perfectly
Well,
honest,
you say-
it's the battle of the stream.
Well, you say battling, we've got battle between 10th, 11th and 12th here. Between Banana, Byra, Ren.
It's the back knockers
and
providing the entertainment in both streams, clearly.
That is true. Byra Ren is currently trying to hold off Burrito. We want to say Burrito, but it's Burrito.
Burrito.
Now Burrito did have a major incident at the start of this race where they tried to do a lunge, and I'll be brutally honest, they did not brake soon enough, and they ploughed straight into the wall.
Refer to this as a
really?
failed Danny Rick dive bomb special.
We have had a disconnect
There's no-
though, because we've gone from 11 to 10, and at this moment I'm not in. I think it. Just 2 seconds, I'll just check it. Artemis is in.
I did see a Star
Actually-
was disconnected a while back.
We also had a disconnect in our lobby, being Sakura, unfortunately.
Sakura.
Sakura, he needs to get that Polish internet has sorted, bless him. Come on, Sakura.
Oh no, it ain't
we have
Polish internet,
Racing
'cause-
Ryan watching it. No idea who Racing Ryan is, but hello, pal. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining B Lobby stream. Hit that follow button. I think that's the obligatory thing to say when you're streaming. I'm an old man and streaming for the. Well, actually no, I'm not streaming for the first time. I've actually done quite a bit. Streaming was probably, well, it wasn't my introduction to this side of the Forza community, but it was certainly my introduction to the people of this side of the Forza community. I was asked, the whole FTC racing journey started, I think I've probably explained it, is because I started doing photography for Delta, and just realised that where the photography scene sort of had peaks and troughs of activity that usually focused around releases, the racing scene was much less affected by that. So I thought, well, you know, if we can break into the racing team, the racing side as a Forza photography group, then that, if nothing else, it gives us a steady stream of people that are active in the game, where the photography community, like I say, has peaks and troughs. We've got key people. There's key players, you know, within the community, and I mean, you know, obviously FTZ prides himself on having some of the key players, and certainly within the Facebook group. We've got the key players within the sort of the photography side of things. You know, I mean, obviously in racing terms, we are very new. Even at 2 years old, we're still very new. You know, I mean, obviously, to some people that maybe are new to the scene, that would seem like a fair while of time. But you know, let's not kid ourselves. There's people in the scene that have been here a hell of a lot longer than we have, and you know, our professional level esports team.
Just want to cut in here because I believe Castaway has a little bit of an off moment.
Sorry, I'm not being heard so well. 2 seconds.
Castaway had, I believe, Castaway was a little bit slow on track at the exit of Ascari, so I believe he had an off moment.
Yeah, Castaway did have a bit of an off there, dropped significantly back from the rear of Shrek, who has even dipped away quite a bit from Huracan. Huracan's been split by Frisch. Now, this will provide...
My viewers? I have 2 viewers now, Pips. 2 viewers. That's got to be some sort of record. I don't think I've had any viewers on my stream before.
Speaking of streams, Efferson Jax, would you like to hear something a little bit enticing and a little bit dicey all at the same time?
Moist?
Peggy 18.
Hopefully, but I don't know what floats. I don't know what floats your boat. But I will say this: Tuesday, as you all know, we kick off our new Porsche Cup. That is going to be the start to our new Tuesday series. However, our resident maestro, Mr. Sergio, aka Phil, is picking up a new Series X tomorrow, meaning Photography Thursday will be back next Thursday, ladies and gents.
Excellent. Excellent.
Nemesis in chat saying, "Oh God, it's metal." Shut up, Nemesis.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Is that the Nemesis?
Yes, it is.
The Nemesis.
I Nemesis.
Hi, Nemesis.
Oh, kiss ass. I'm here like, screw you, Nemesis, and you're like, hi.
Listen, I've always got my recruiting head up.
Jax, don't you think I have? When like all the racers were like, well, how do I join? And it's like, yeah, you see this name, Stereo Jax? Yeah, go and book him or FTC Crow on Twitter or Discord or anywhere. Like, go to them, go. And then I get an angry message of Crow saying, Mecca, you bastard.
I reckon there's quite a lot of people in the community that think Crow runs his team. There's quite a lot of people go to Crow. But to be honest, I mean, Crow I would say runs the. He's got a lead role in running the series side, definitely. You know, I mean, this is, I believe, Crow's. This is Crow's baby, and to be honest, this has been, I would say, I don't know how you guys are finding it, but you know, it's looking like it could be the jewel in our crown. You know,
this could be one of the best series considering it's multi-class.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
in
definitely.
My opinion,
this
Crow
is
is just going from strength to strength with his planning,
yeah.
his insight. It's just
there's more to come. There's stuff going on in the background at the moment that, like, seriously, it's gonna blow people's socks off. It's the conversations that are happening at the moment for things coming in the future are big.
Well, Crow,
like seriously, I actually fill you in on it, on some of it, Metal, in a little while, because it's serious.
No worries.
It's massive.
But no, Jax, again, you know, we always say this, you know, we're not like other racing leagues. We don't aim to be like other racing leagues. We're more.
We do things our way.
Like a close.
I think the Heritage Festival showed that.
Oh God, I'm having still nightmare flashbacks of that. No word of a lie, Jax. It took me 3 weekends to snap out of that weekend where I was like, right, up for this time, get ready for this stream at 12, then break at 2, start at 3. It took me 3 weeks to break.
I will be completely honest with you, as leader of FTC, that has been my proudest moment. What we achieved over the course of that weekend is you know, like I can't put into words the thanks I've got from the team around me, because you know, it's like I keep saying, I had a stupid idea that the majority of people, even around me, didn't think would ever come to anything. And I mean, has FTC like in racing? You know, we've always been a thing in photography. You know, certainly it's been a niche community, but we've always held our own, and you know, our admins certainly, I think, lead the way. I mean, you know, I exclude myself through arrogance, through anti-arrogance, if you like. But certainly the rest of the FTC, the Photography Central admins, were very much leaders in the community of photography and very, very respected. But in terms of racing, I feel that we're starting to really kind of make a name for ourselves, and in that respect as well.
I would say with some of the talent we're currently taking on, for example, everyone from Jubert to Star to our latest edition of Shrek.
There's
you know,
people that we are making steps in the very, very much in the right direction.
A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
And I have taken every
you're
step.
full of great quotes tonight.
Thank you.
I do often worry, you know, that if I'm quiet on the Discord server, folk think, oh, he's doing nothing. He's he's just riding on coattails here. No, but like I'm constantly working in the background and emailing this company, that company, and
I would be more worried if I constantly saw you in chats.
That is true. That is true. What Mel was saying.
Because Effis can vouch for me on this. You're worried about like not talking in like your chats and stuff. From my own personal standpoint, I barely talk in any of the chats and servers I manage, and Effis understands that that is anything but the case. I am working hard, so Jax, do not worry. We
that's
know.
it. You're constantly watching. Just it's as I've explained to people, it's spinning plates. I've described FTC as a business to some people in some respects, but not in the sense that there's any financial involvement. There isn't.
Yeah.
You know, none. You know, I mean, I think the only people financially could gain from it at the moment are you and Hasio, and you know, even you lads are pumping that back into the team wherever you can do, or that was what was discussed, you know, and by yous, not, you know, we told you right at the very start, look, you know, you don't know us, we don't know you, but you know, if you can make a little bit of money out of this for yourselves and provide us with a good stream, that's all we were after.
We had
the attachment you've developed, Metal. I mean, like is I'm not going to say I didn't foresee it. I did foresee it, but no, I didn't. No, sorry, I didn't foresee it, but like it's heartwarming. You know, it's like when I've put so much into something, to see people come in now and take it on as part of them, that's probably the, you know, I've always tried to sort of encourage a sense of ownership by everyone. I don't own FTC. Every one of us owns FTC. You know, if I take off, nothing changes. People will still, you know, everything will still go on. Arguments might rumble on a little sooner when I don't just drop the hammer and say, fucking sort this out, people. But yeah, I mean, that's where I come in. But ultimately, not a single person of us is irreplaceable, and I include myself on that. FTC is now a fully functioning team that will function with if any one person drops out, this team will go on, and that includes myself. You know, that's. If anything, that's all I've ever wanted from it is to be self-sufficient, you know, to not feel like I don't now feel like every single move has to be dictated by myself. You know,
But again, that that is a massive doff to your cap, because to actually get to a place where it is like that is no small feat. So that is why
I feel like a managing director. No, and I don't say that in an arrogant sense.
I do call you Big Daddy Jax, because
I don't say that in an arrogant sense of like, yeah, check me, I'm the MD. I feel I say that in an
I don't want to
emotional
interrupt.
sense.
Excuse me. Excuse me where I have to interrupt. I do apologize for that, but I believe the timer has run out. So, ladies and gentlemen,
the timer has run out. Oh my
our
god!
Race winner, at least for LMP2, I don't want to say 1, LMP2, seems to be Huracan, with our class leader, I believe, for LMP3 currently being Ren, who has to finish his current lap. We currently cannot really see who has the most distance under their belt because of
we will see when they all park up.
Yep.
Because when they park up, we'll see the order. Nemesis says, did you know there's also almost an FTC Nemesis? But I don't want to change my gamer tags. Well, Nemesis, you'll get to the point where you can save up, even with Microsoft rewards, you know,
Nemesis,
just say that.
I'd actually, like, I'm not being funny, I'd probably pay for it for you, mate.
There you go, Nemesis!
joking.
You have no you got no excuse now. Jack said he will pay for it.
£8 that it costs.
Right, he said he will PayPal you the money to change your gamer tag. So Nemesis, get your lazy butt back here.
I'll just need to get in touch with our sponsors and see if they'll stomp up the cash back to me.
And then Nemesis says, nope, I'm not changing it. You git!
I call these bluff, basically. I call these bluff. Brilliant.
I like my Nemesis M3 account name, and I'm not making another. Nemesis, you say you want to race, but then you do this. I swear, you're as awkward as a horny nut.
Who's he actually racing with just now? Because he was. I did see an announcement once upon a time ago.
I think it was maybe DOR, but I'm very questionable on
that does actually, yeah, you are correct. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, he's with Steve and the boys, so he's in a good place. Very good place.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they're...
But I will say on a sort of egotistical...
They created the model I've built FTC on, ultimately. Oh, well, certainly for the level of community inclusion, I think it's probably the best way to put it. DOR have been sort of fantastic through the years. You know.
Yeah, that is true.
We're sort of hopefully bringing, you know, new things in our own way, but I think part of the reason for our innovation is in the fact that I've always tried to stay away from copying what others are doing. You know, let others do their own thing.
Well, yeah, because if someone's doing, like, for example, if someone's doing Australian V8 supercars,
example, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to my knowledge, no one had done that. You know, certainly to Ali Tak's knowledge, when he mentioned
Bye,
it in
Nemesis.
The
have a good time at Wacky Races, my dude.
Enjoy. Yep. Say hi to Reza. Yeah, but certainly Ali Tak had never been aware of anyone doing it. I think he says it was pretty unique and new. So, just a little nod and bit of secret information. There will be. Obviously, it's no secret that was based on the Goodwood revival. So
yeah, there's no secret there.
Yeah, there will be an equivalent Festival of Speed coming later this year. Basically.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, that's
pretty huge.
Yeah, that's. I do want. You know, I want to see modern touring cars. I want to see a modern F1 race. I'm not going to lie. There probably will be some sort of power handicap involved.
Well, Jackson, gonna say this right now. If I can do another weekend like that, back to back to back, I will gladly do it.
Listen. If things need edited, you know, if we have 6 events that maybe is run a little bit, start a little bit later.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. We want to make it as well. as good as possible for people to get involved in, and that includes people involved in putting the whole thing together. You know, yourselves. You know, it's a big ask on people. It was a big ask on the person sneezing in the background there. Just to look after our 3 kids while I managed the whole affair.
Hey,
so
all I can say though is, like, you know, most of the people in FTC are of the age where they do have families, do have wives, do have girlfriends, and so on and so forth.
I don't know about most.
You know, I wouldn't...
yeah,
Thank you for making me feel single again.
We've got a good split.
I'm single too, and you know my crazy ass ex.
Yes.
Anyway.
Whoa. I know your crazy ass ex, mate, and that nearly destroyed FTC.
Oh no, don't worry, Jack. She's coming back. She's trying stuff again, so that's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, like
on a different.
I am still dealing with the repercussions of that now.
Yeah, you and me both, pal.
Yeah.
But before we get cancelled by feminists for some weird reason, I'm going to end the stream here.
Yeah.
So that was round 1 of the European Le Mans series at Monza. Next time, I believe we're here tomorrow, are we not, for round
Group 5.
Something another, or Group 5. What round is it? I completely freaking forgot. Round 4, and ironically, that is at the Le Mans Old Mulsanne circuit. So that means pure top speed and power.
This is big.
It's going to be pure top speed and power, which means, oh god, those Fords are going to dominate.
It's a fine warm up to what, in a fortnight we have.
That is true. Start, unfortunately, I do not have much time after the stream. I have got other commitments I need to see to before I pass out into my mattress face first.
Currently, we have.
But I must say, thank you very much to my emergency standing co-host, once again, Mr. Efficiens, our wonderful little FTC delegate who, well, is one of the most enthusiastic people in the chat of all time. So thank you very much for him for joining.
No, thank you, Metal, for allowing me to be here again.
Oh,
I think we need to sort out. I think we need to sort out F as some sort of commentator status.
Oh my god!
We do.
Oh my god!
Certainly within the team area, you've been a helpful asset, and certainly more than one occasion. So we'll get something sorted to bring you kind of into the fold, as it were.
Absolute legends. Hey, guys, if nobody of you have hit that follow button or that subscribe button or whatever, hit it now. We have some legends in here.
Hit that follow button like your life depends on it. But anyway, I've been joined by the wonderful Efficiens, the ever graceful and wonderful leader and saint that he is, Mr. Stereojax. This has been round 1.
Thank you.
Look, people call me a saint, and I'm more the unsainted.
I was going to say, I've seen the kind of shit you post.
Oh.
That ain't saintly, boy. That ain't saintly. I still read one of your books. I'm going to get my missus to go first. She's got a bit stronger stomach than me, probably. And I used to be a butcher.
No. Make sure your kids don't read it. There is some very bad stuff in there.
No.
But anyway, I'm going to end the stream there before we get in trouble. Peace!